What's up, College Station? I'm Grace Hollowell, and today I'm joined by JohnConnor, Haverkamp from Visit College Station. Welcome.
Howdy. Thank you.
Yes, we are here to talk about the ever-anticipated Aggie football season that is starting soon. Our students are coming back, and it feels like the life is kind of being breathed back into College Station. So we have a lot of exciting things to talk about in regards to football season today, as well as welcoming you to the show. You're relatively new to this city. We were talking a little bit before. You've been a resident here for quite some time, but just kind of started over in Visit College Station. So let's kick things off and talk about a little bit about your background and what you do.
Yeah, so kind of like you mentioned, I've lived here in College Station for about 10 years now. Worked in varying capacities of marketing, social media, graphic design for the university, for the Alumni Center, and now for the city. I joined about 2 months ago, so definitely very fresh and new.
Very new.
Yes. But definitely love College Station, love the Aggies, big supporter of all the things around town. I graduated from Texas A&M in 2018. Went and got my master's in 2021, and have just been doing what I love for a good number of years now. And so when I had the opportunity to come over and join Visit College Station, it kind of made sense, moving from my love of the Aggies to the love of the place that hosts the Aggies. So yeah, like you said, like it's an electric place. It's special. For the next 3-4 months, hopefully, if we can get into January. It should be pretty exciting here in town. I've been no stranger to tailgates and restaurants and going to games myself, bringing my family. We're all Aggies, so it's just a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, so what is something that you said you've been here for 10 years, you went to school here. What made you want to stay here?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, actually. So as a student, I came in as a transfer student from Tyler Junior College. I kind of had to put my nose to the grindstone and really figure out kind of what my community and what kind of living in College Station on my own looked like, because my family is all about 3.5-4 hours away. But whenever I found that community and when I found, work, and I ended up, marrying the girl that I came to school with and all of the good stuff, we just kind of found our place, and it just felt like home. Everyone's so kind and welcoming, and there's jobs and there's opportunities and there's things to do, and it just kind of made sense for us. We were kind of figuring out our lives at the time, and so when we both graduated, it was like, well, we can choose to kind of uproot our lives again and go to Dallas or Houston or Austin or something like that. But we're like, you know what, we kind of enjoy it here, and it just feels like home. So
yes, that is something we hear over and over again, is that the College Station feels like home to so many, and that's what keeps people here and keeps people coming back here. And I definitely relate to the being kind of far away from family. My family's on the other side of the country, so a little bit farther than Dallas or Tyler, but I see what you mean. Like whenever we go back to visit them, I'm always like, man, I really just miss College Station and I want to get home. Okay, so with transferring over to the city, what was something that really drew you to the position that you're in?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a great question. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I was working for the Alumni Association. I had worked there for 4 years, and it was a really great experience. Loved the people. Getting to tell the story about Aggies is super, super great. But you just you find your season, and I felt like the season was leading me to wanting to tell a little bit more of a broader story about kind of the place that I live and kind of the people that are kind of all around me versus just in like my little bubble. And so when the opportunity opened itself up, I latched onto it and interviewed, and the team is amazing. We get to tell so many great stories, and we get to meet so many great people, and it's just kind of really cool getting to, I think I said it at the beginning, right? I love the Aggies and I love College Station, so getting to tell the story and like be a part of that is just so fun. And so whenever I'm transferred over to Visit, right, like we're going out and we're talking to restaurant owners, and we're going out and meeting new businesses, and we're opening up opportunities for people to kind of come and find that community that I mentioned for themselves. And so I get to be a little bit of a part of that.
Yes, and it's a good blend too, because you are reaching out for things for our visitors to see about what makes College Station so special. So for those people that have never been here or only been here a couple of times, but as well as our residents, right? That's
Exactly.
another blend of the resident versus the visitor.
Exactly.
And you guys do a lot
Sure do.
to get the word out
Sure
there
do.
about what's
Yes.
going on around town.
Yeah.
So what is what you do, how does that make an impact on our community here?
For sure, yeah. No, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? So there's kind of the two components, right? So there's bringing in visitors, there's the heads and beds kind of thing, bringing people to come and stay and visit and experience College Station, and see all the kind of cool things, the music, the nightlife, the entertainment, all the things. And then there's the hyper local stuff. So there's the people that live here and they contribute to the economy every day, and they go to church and they eat the food and all of that. And so kind of figuring out what I can do, what kind of story I can tell, who I can highlight. I've really taken a liking to sharing things on our social media recently via Reels.
Yes.
So going out and like just kind of doing a walkthrough of a restaurant or going shopping. Like, it seems so simple, right? But that's the lived experience that people get to experience when they either come or they stay. And so I feel like I make an impact by telling that story for people, so then they can come and be like, oh, I saw this cool little this stone that I can't get anywhere else, or I ate this food that I know that I won't be able to get anywhere. So
yeah, and that's something that I did before my husband and I moved here. We moved here without ever being to Texas, without ever being to College Station. Yeah. So I looked up Visit College Station and went through their Instagram and was looking at all of their photos and reels, and made my list before we even rented our home here of where we needed to go. Yeah. And that first night it was like, okay, here's where we're going for dinner. I already have it. I've seen it, and it was the Dixie chicken.
As you should.
And yeah, so cool. I feel like that was something that it's very important for not only our visitors here, but the residents as well, because there might be some things that you've been here, like you said, 10 years or 5 years or whatever, and there's still things on your list that you haven't checked out or you haven't known 100%. About, those hidden gems. Okay, so what is one thing that most people don't know about you?
Me personally?
Yes.
Okay. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, so a lot of people know that whenever I was younger, I was in martial arts for several years.
Okay.
But what a lot of people don't know is that I actually got to train with the Power Rangers.
Wow, that is an exciting endeavor for sure.
Yeah, so I'm a millennial Gen Z kind of line, so all my millennials out there will remember the Power Rangers show. And so they were very much like really actually into martial arts and things like that. And I had the opportunity to go out to, I forget the name of the ranch. It's one of the bigger ranches in South Central Texas, and train with them. And it was just a lot of fun, and that kind of sparked my interest in like doing martial arts kind of more.
Awesome. Who was your favorite Power Ranger? Mine was the pink one.
Naturally, yeah, of course. So typical Aggie, the Maroon Ranger. He was just very edgy and fun, and he had such a good story. And I think that whenever they were doing that series of kind of like the different colored Power Rangers, it was like really cool because it was just like such an interesting like divergent from the story.
Yeah.
And I grew up on that, so it was lots of fun. Yeah.
Well, speaking of maroon, the topic for today's episode, Aggie football. Like I said, it's something everybody looks forward to, has countdowns on their phone. Right. And so we have a lot going on, and it's starting soon. So what makes those game day weekends so special for Aggies and non-Aggies alike?
Yeah, no, I think it's a number of things. So obviously, I mean, it brings in, 100,000, 150,000, a huge amount of people to town. Town is buzzing, restaurants are buzzing, Kyle Field is insane. I think it's the environment. We've been known across the nation as one of the friendliest places to be during, football season, at least tailgating-wise. I wouldn't say in the stadium. I'm hoping that we're not friendly in the stadium, loud and proud, class of 18, all of that. But I think it's the people are really what make it special. You go tailgating and you're going to be pulled into, Joe Aggie's tailgate to go and get some barbecue, and then you walk a little bit down the way and you got some free drinks, or like you go over to the Aggie moms and they're handing you some swag or giving you a hug or whatever, and it just kind of feels like a very like family environment. I'm not afraid to bring my almost 5-year-old out to any tailgate except for a few.
Yeah.
But they just get rowdy, and that's the environment. But I'm not afraid to bring my kid out to enjoy the tailgates, and I think also just like the experience of being at a football game is definitely something special, right? Like, it's 65,000 of your closest friends standing in the student section alone,
right? And
then 100,000+ of the rest of them yelling and standing, and they don't get tired even when it's hot. The music is live. The games, hopefully, fingers crossed, are going to be really, really good. And yeah, I mean, I just think it's just an experience that, from the outside looking in, it's definitely different. From the inside looking out, you can't really explain it. But if I had to say, it's definitely that spirit, that environment, the people, all the things.
Yes, that howdy hospitality.
Exactly.
I know my first game, my husband and I were so lost because I say all the time on the show, we're not native Texans, we're not native Aggies, we're Northerners, and we were very lost on the linking arms and the different chants, but the people next to us were like, oh, don't worry, we'll show you, and welcome to your first game, this is so exciting. They were more excited for us to be there than we were, it seemed like. But that howdy hospitality that our residents here project for our visitors is something that's very, very special. So what are some of the traditions around game day and game day weekends that we have here in College Station?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of all starts on the weekend, like as soon as the weekend starts, right? So yell practice, right?
Yes.
So you're going, it's midnight, it's late, but you're there with, like I said, 65,000 of your closest friends. You're linking arms, you're learning the yells, you're doing all the things, and just like kind of taking it all in, getting prepared. It's kind of like a pep rally, but it's kind of not. I'm sure everyone has seen some form or fashion of it on a video or a picture or something like that. But really, like, even if you're not from here, like if you're a visitor from the other team, you know, or just kind of traveling through, I would always recommend going and experiencing it. Like, you may not understand everything that's happening or what they're saying, or even some of the stories, right? Because a lot of those are really hyper local, and some of them even, you know, don't make a lot of sense. But it's just kind of the camaraderie aspect of it. I also think that the walkout is really nice. Just like gets you kind of hyped for it, right? Like you're seeing all the 12th man towels waving and all of that, and you're just like, I'm here, like I'm a part of it. Like you said, like the howdy hospitality is something. It's not necessarily a tradition, but I would say it's becoming like a de facto tradition, right?
Yeah.
Like just knowing that you're gonna come and be so welcome. And just really like experience College Station for what it is, and that's like the culture that I think that we espouse, like howdy hospitality. Like you're always gonna be welcome, food, hugs, welcome, like all the things. So yeah, I mean, game days, I think in and of itself just holds so much like power, and like it can create its own community if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does, especially for those that are visiting. Even if you're not cheering for the Aggies, that's okay. We will welcome you still. So what are some of the must-visit spots in College Station during game day and throughout the year for people who may not know? For sure.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So I think the obvious ones are campus, right? Like it's a huge campus. You can go down any corridor, down any stretch of land, and you'll see something new or something cool or something historic, or go into the buildings. I mean, I think that most, if not all, the buildings are kind of open access for the most part. You can go and kind of experience what it's like to be an Aggie for a little bit. I think Aggie Park is something that's really, really special. That was a gift from the association and the university to the students and to future Aggies. And there was a lot of, I wish I could tell you how much heart and soul went into building that and making it perfect, and the reason why there's so many trees and why there's certain aspects of it that are built and shaped the way that they are. I think that that's kind of definitely a must-see spot. You can hang out under any tree. You can sit in any chair. You can go and get some ice cream. There's coffee and games and stuff like that, and it's live all throughout. Like during college, like during school days, and it's really, really crazy during game days. That's where a lot of like the more premium tailgates are going to be, so you can kind of experience that, and that's kind of where you get pulled in, and that's kind of what I mentioned earlier. I think also just obviously like Century Square, Northgate, our shopping district and our bar district are amazing. There's so much history there. There's so many things to do and see. That's where the Dixie Chicken that you mentioned is. So many places to go and just kind of kick back and kind of feel that like Texas country like vibe, and just like really enjoy kind of what makes College Station kind of like feel historic. And like I said, Century Square is shopping district, so going and getting a burger, sitting out on the green, going and getting a pizza, and enjoying kind of walking around, buying some of the things, the kind of College Station exclusive items that you can't really find anywhere else. And so, you know, there's lots of really good places there that you can go and get exclusive stuff. So
definitely, yes. If you don't have your maroon, you can find it at Century Square for sure. So what are some of the best local restaurants or hangouts for people that may be looking for a quick bite before the game, or somewhere to go after, whether that's after a win or after a loss?
Yes, definitely. So I personally live in South College Station, so it's kind of far out, but there's a lot of really great places out there that you can go and grab a bite and sit. There's a place called The Yard. And there's lots of different places that are not necessarily local, but like they're really good. Blue Baker and RX Pizza, places like that you can take to go, and it's all really quiet and family friendly. And then whenever you're ready to go and experience all the craziness that is downtown, there's places on like Northgate. Like you can go to the Chicken and get some food. You can go to Hop Dotty is really good. There's just kind of all sorts of different hangout spots, but I'm really more of a laid back person, so like I kind of like to get into it, and so it kind of takes me a little bit.
Yes.
But then
And Stage 12, too, at Brookshire Brothers is another great place. I know sometimes they do watch parties or different events for game days, and I'm always blown away by their food there, too, for being a grocery store. They have good tailgating options as well.
For sure. Yeah, the screen is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like there's been a few game days where I'm like, why don't we just hang out here? Like we can get good food. There's fans. It's hot in Texas, like during early college football season. So it's kind of a really nice vibe to go and just hang out. But obviously people want to be there, and it's just across the street. So it's great.
So if you feel like a more laid back, that might be your option. Or if you want to be in on the action, it's close enough where you can make that game time decision to walk over to Kyle Field.
For sure.
Okay, so are there any special events that Visit College Station is throwing for football season this year?
Yeah, so we're actually going to be partnering up with the Aggie Moms this year on a couple of the home games. So we're going to be out at UTSA. We'll be there for Auburn, and we'll be there for the Florida game. So if you're in Aggie Park and you want to come by and say howdy to us, we'll have some swag, we'll have an activation. There's, like I have mentioned a couple times now, there's so much food there.
Yes.
Get loved on by the Aggie Moms. Come say howdy to us. A couple of people from our Visit College Station team will be there with some good resources to kind of fill you in on all the good things, and then you can go to the game and enjoy the Aggies hopefully beating the team that we're going to be playing.
Yes. And let's talk a little bit about the Aggie Moms. For those who may not know who they are, they do a lot for the university, for the students, as well as the parents. Let's kind of describe what the Aggie Moms are.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So the Aggie Moms are quite literally like the moms to Aggies. So, and I say that like very simply because that's exactly what they are. They help fundraise, they help make food, they do so much for the university. They're very connected. So if you're in any sort of area, if you join an A&M club and you're kind of lost a little bit, you need a mom. They're local to here in College Station. They're across the nation. They're really there to love on and help support Aggie students, former students, all of that in a way that only a mom can, right?
Yes. Yes, I know we do a lot of work with the Aggie Moms. We're so appreciative of them. Yes. And even I think one of the stories that they've shared with me in the past was there was a student who I think was coming from like the Dallas area and had left something. And so they went into the Aggie Mom network and were like, oh, my son left this at home. Is there anybody else heading that way? And they're like, oh, yeah, we got you. No worries. Yep. And so, yes, they are a very great resource for our students here. Definitely. So what is some of the top advice that you can give to our visitors when they're planning their trip to College Station?
Yep. Plan ahead.
Yes.
Obviously, plan ahead. Make sure that you have hotels booked. Know kind of where you want to go ahead. VisitCollegeStation.com is a great place to go. Kind of figure out like what sort of places you want to go to eat, where you can stay, all of that. We have a lot of great resources there. And just as a general kind of rule, be prepared for traffic.
Yes.
We are getting to be a big city, but it's still very much a small town in essence. And the population doubles. So that, with more people comes more traffic. Just be patient. Mm-hmm. Be prepared to have a good time, but be patient with people. We're all, even the locals have to deal with it. The people that are coming in have to deal with it. We're all in it together.
Yes.
But definitely the plan ahead, the book early, plan ahead kind of thing. So.
Yes, definitely leave some room for spontaneity, maybe where you went to eat, but for your lodging, definitely plan that ahead.
Definitely.
Because our hotels book up quick.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so what transportation and parking options are there? That's another very important thing.
Yeah, so there's kind of your run-of-the-mill Uber. lift and things like that. The way that I always got around during Aggie football weekends, Fridays and Sundays are typically not so bad, so you can drive your car. It's not so bad, but on game days, they do end up shutting down quite a bit of the roads. So just be prepared for that. There are lots of great transportation options bus-wise. The Aggie buses will drive out to different locations and pick you up. You can find all of that information on the Tammy Transportation website. I really enjoy riding the bus because it kind of brings me back to student days.
Yeah.
And they don't pack the people in quite as much as they used to, which is great. But yeah, I mean, ride the bus. You can take the bus around and just kind of experience it. They go pretty early and they go super late. And they typically will drop off right at Aggie Park, which is right in the middle of all the action, which is amazing. So go onto the Tammy Transportation website and just find a bus that works for you and closest to you.
Yes, and definitely follow all of the parking signs.
Yes,
if you are
please.
parking your own car, especially in some of the neighborhoods.
For sure.
We have Tommy Schilling on the show all the time talking about different code enforcement things, and parking is one of those things. Do not park in your yard. Don't sell parking in your driveway. Yeah. Follow all of the signs. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to us. We're there to help you. And if you're not sure about something, definitely ask us. So moving on to the hidden gems, kind of like we mentioned before, what are some of those lesser known spots for either watching the game or grabbing a drink or getting something to eat, or even staying or visiting? What are those hidden gem spots in College Station?
For sure, yeah. So there's a lot of really great sports bars that you can go to. You know, Angry Elephant. There's down in South College Station, there is like Gringos that you can go to and hang out at and get a bite. I think you'd be kind of hard pressed, honestly, to find anywhere that doesn't have some kind of TV that you can watch the game at. As we mentioned, like Stage 12 is really great. It doesn't tend to be like insane during game days, so that's a great spot. I wouldn't know if I would necessarily consider it a hidden gem per se. And even like a lot of the hotels that you'll be staying at or that the people will be staying at have some really great spots. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does, for sure. South College Station, I feel like, is becoming more and more of a hidden gem in itself.
Yes,
it's developing
definitely.
a lot, and there's a lot of cool different spots out there, especially like in the Tower Point area.
Yes.
If you're trying to go out somewhere new that you haven't been before, that's a great area to start. That is a little bit farther away from the hustle and bustle of campus. So if you're looking for less crowds, definitely check out that area.
Sure.
And how does, this kind of is a loaded question, but how does Aggie Game Day and Game Day weekends, how does that support our local economy?
Yeah, so I think as we mentioned, right, population doubles.
Right.
So it's going to bring in lots of different people of all walks of life. So they're going to be trying the different restaurants and going to the different hotels and things like that. And there's people that want to stay local, like with kind of the more fun kind of niche hotels. And then there's people that want to try, the big box hotels. And I think there's something for everybody, which is fantastic. I don't have exact numbers, but I do know that we really do bring in a lot during those game days. I think we would be hard pressed to say that that's not like the most important time of College Station, right? But at Visit College Station, kind of our additional focus as well as beyond game days, right? So we're figuring out kind of what can we do to bring in other opportunities and what can we do to make the experience at game day last the whole year. Right. So if we can, have another restaurant or another hotel or something like that, I think that we're really successful. And millions of dollars are being spent on game days. It's insane. There's local businesses that are succeeding, and I think that it just overall is like a really, really positive thing for our community.
Yes, and for our residents, the traffic, it might seem like a nightmare, but if you keep that in your mind, that it is bringing a lot of business to our local business community and small business community here, that helps keep our city flourishing. It is, traffic is a little blip in the grand scheme of things.
I think that's a great point, right? It's like, I think that we should all keep in mind, right? Like when game days are a win, then College Station is winning.
Right.
And the place that we live and love and serve and experience every day as locals is not the same experience that the people that are coming to visit are experiencing. So if we can make it special for them and we can kind of tolerate and experience all of that just as we can and just kind of roll with it, right, then it's going to be a great experience for everybody. And so continuing on that Howdy Hospitality role.
Yes, definitely. So where can people go to find out more information about those tailgates that you're hosting and more events that Visit College Station has going on?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can visit us on our website, visitcollegestation.com or visit.cstx.gov. We have a number of really great blogs that we've written that kind of lay out kind of what a great weekend looks like in College Station, what a great game day weekend looks like in College Station. So we differentiate the two because people that are coming on a normal weekend, are not going to experience the same.
Right.
So we've really been intentional with the things that we wrote for people to experience College Station at its finest on a game day. We also have a blog called 5 Ways to Savor an Unforgettable Aggie Football Weekend in College Station, and it kind of talks about the traditions and kind of all the good stuff that kind of the locals kind of know, but that they might be able to go and experience Yale and some of the fun things like that. So I would definitely recommend going to our website. If you don't mind, I'd also like to plug.
Sure.
We also have a College Station Visitor's Guide.
Yes.
So it lists out kind of all the things that we've talked about. So restaurants and bars and live music and entertainment and kind of all the good things that we have here in College Station, and one really nice book.
Yes.
And so you can get this in person at our Visitors Center, probably here in City Hall, or you can go online and request one for yourself. So,
yes, yeah. And the Visitor Center is a great spot for people who are coming to College Station for the first time or are visiting in general. There's a lot of great resources there as well,
yes.
As well as the kind of College Station swag store. So
yes.
you can get like the shirt you're wearing there
yes.
or a couple other different designs. You can check out our history book as well. It's for sale there. It's definitely, I would say, should be your first stop on your way to the hotel when you come into College Station is the Visitor and the Welcome Center. Okay, so before we continue on to our game here in our closing segment, what is one piece of insider advice that you would give to someone coming to College Station for the very first time?
That is a really good question. Yeah. So I would tell them to do as much as you can.
Yes.
Go be a part of as much as you can. And I know that it's weird, and I know that we do weird things here in College Station, or the Aggies do weird things, but just go experience it. Give it a try. Keep an open mind.
Yes.
And I promise that even if it's like a little bit strange to you, that you'll love it, and you'll love the people, and they'll love you back. Don't be afraid to like stay up a little bit late. Go out to the bars and just be kind of a part of it, but be in and around it. That would be what I would say.
Yes, yeah. Immerse yourself into the Howdy Hospitality.
Exactly. Yep. Great way to sum it up. Perfect.
Okay,
yeah.
So before we go, we're going to do a fun little rapid fire this or that game, all related to Aggie football. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, are you an Aggie War Hymn person or a Spirit of Aggieland person?
The War Hymn is my ringtone.
Gotcha.
And my text tone.
Okay.
So War Hymn.
War Hymn all the way.
Yeah.
So do you prefer pregame barbecue at C&J's or postgame tacos at Fuego?
Postgame tacos at Fuego.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Fuego.
I don't have a particular one. I'm the whole menu.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Fuego is Fuego.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you prefer to drive to the game or walk from campus?
I think I'm driving.
Yes.
Well, I will drive to a specific spot that we have figured out is just a great spot to park and then ride the bus.
Gotcha.
But then I'm walking everywhere after that, riding the bus, walking. So
Gotcha.
Kind of both, I guess.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer midnight yell or game day kickoff?
For me, as definitely not the loudest, but definitely the proudest member of the class of 2018, Midnight Yell has been great because being a part of the tradition, being a student, Midnight Yell is so good.
Very special.
It kind of espouses all of the things that make being an Aggie special. So.
Yes. Okay. And finally, do you prefer to tailgate or head out to a night out in Northgate?
We're tailgating.
Okay.
We're keeping it family friendly out here. I'm not Northgate person.
Gotcha.
I don't. That's totally great if that's on you, but that's not me. We're having fun with everybody out here. We want people to come and experience and enjoy. So.
Right, fun for everyone.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you.
One more time, where can people find out more about all things going on in College Station?
Yes, go to visitcollegestation.com or visit.cstx.gov.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that's what's up.